WHOU and WFKT by Bowers Funeral Home, the County Federal Credit Union, TNT, Northern Maine Community College, Scoville Building Supply, FAP Body, United Insurance, J. McLaughlin Construction, Daigle Oil Company, Priority Auto Sales, Rick Hannigan Plumbing, Cushman & Sons, KVHC, County Ag and Turf, Holton Tire and Steelstone, Maine Equipment, Griffith Ford, Napa and Coastal Auto Parts, Pat's Pizza, Madigan Home Healthcare, Pioneer Times, Pioneer Broadband, Thompson & Hamill, Aroostook Limousines, Huber Engineered Woods, Jeans Electronics, County Physical Therapy, Katahdin Trust Company, White Smiles, Maine Baseball Academy, S.W. Collins, Nortrax, Herring Brothers. Now let's go down to the floor.
Caribou doesn't need Parker to score 42 to win. Well, good evening, everybody, and welcome to Presque Isle High School as we get set for this Class B boys matchup with the Presque Isle Wildcats hosting the Caribou Vikings. Steve Carmichael joined by Bobby Russell, John Humphrey on the camera, and Josh Miller is our producer back at the station. Set for our J. McLaughlin Construction pregame show. Talk about these two ball clubs, Bobby. We'll start with the home team, the Presque Isle Wildcats. Right now, it's win, and you're in. The Wildcats 7-10 on the year, number 13 in Class B right now, coming off a very tough loss, 55-54 at Alumni Gymnasium against the Holton Shiretowners. And well, they've been led all year by the stellar senior Caleb Wheaton, 16 points per game. That's sixth in the Big East Conference. He had 38 points in the previous meeting with the Vikings, in which the Caribou Vikings picked up a 13-point win. But, you know, Caleb Wheaton, he's going to have another big performance if the Wildcats want to pull off an upset.
Well, he certainly does, and I don't necessarily think it has to be 38 points, but he's going to have to be in the mid-20s or above, certainly for the Wildcats to be successful here today. And he really has had a tremendous season for the Wildcats in his senior campaign. And, you know, his role has expanded as he's progressed through his years. And, you know, spot-up shooter as a sophomore, developed a little bit more of his offensive game as a junior, and certainly this year, the leader on the floor. He can really get it done in all capacities, behind the arc, going to the basket, pull up from mid-range. Just a real tough matchup.
Yeah, so for Presque Isle, a few things are possible. If they win, they're in the tournament. They could move up to anywhere from 10 to 12, depending on other results around the state of Maine. Belfast last night picked up the win over Mountain View at the buzzer. Jason Bartlett. Belfast was down by 9 with 2 minutes to go. Ended up beating Mountain View with Jason Bartlett hitting a game winner. So the Lions actually move into the 12th spot. Old Town still has to play Orono, a game that has been moved to Saturday. So Old Town needs a win and a Presque Isle loss. There's still scenarios that need to be put into the heel point standings to see who's going to finish where, but right now a lot of things are up in the air.
Well, and we said coming into the week, the Wildcats, they had a big week. Holton early in the week, I believe Tuesday, and then today they have the Vikings, two very point-worthy wins. Couldn't quite finish the game down there. This is a must-win. They have to have it, otherwise they will not be 12 or higher. So it's all or nothing.
So we talk about Presque Isle, a lot to play for. On the other side for Caribou, they're locked in. They're the number 1 seed in Class B. They're 16-1 on the year, coming off a 78-58 victory over the Old Town Coyotes, but there's still pride on the line. You know,
there's no question about that.
This is a rivalry matchup, Presque Isle, Caribou. You know, you typically throw the statistics out, where they sit in the standings, the records, as everyone thought Caribou would beat them by 30 over on their home floor, and well, Presque Isle, other than the first minute of the game, they were only outscored by Caribou for the rest of the way. So the Vikings, though, Parker Depre. Can't say enough about him and his stellar senior year, as well as Isaac Marker and Alex Bouchard, Sawyer Depre, Ethan Holdsworth, Jake Burkowski, Michael Brigman off the bench. Right now the Vikings sit number 1. They're only lost to the Herman Hawks. But Parker Depre this year, 23 points a game, 10 rebounds, 3 steals, 4 assists, 63% from the field, 69% from the free throw line, and a terrific outside shooter as well. You know, to me, he has the potential to be a Mr. Basketball finalist.
I think you're right. Yeah. There's quite a few in Class B from the Big East. You mentioned Herman, and they were led by Isaac Varney. But, yeah, Parker Depre has had a phenomenal year. He's a stat sheet stuffer. You mentioned all his statistics. First in scoring, third in rebounding, fifth in steals, third in assists. And he gets it done in every statistical category on the offensive side of the basketball. And really the ringleader. He had 42 against Presque Isle the first time. I don't think he has to score 42 for the Vikings to be successful here today, but certainly he's capable of putting up those big numbers. He has a nice supporting cast around him, and you mentioned them as well, that can all give him double digits, give the Vikings double digits on any given night. And the point you really hit on is, they're locked into number one, but it is a pride thing. The Caribou-Presque Isle rivalry goes pretty deep, and neither team wants to lose to the other one. And those bragging rights will go on forever if they have the sweep of the season here today. So, and you want to have momentum going into the tournament. You don't want to head to the tournament losing your final regular season game. So, certainly there is things to be played here for the Vikings, and they will hold on to that number one seed.
Yeah, the number one seed will belong to the Caribou Vikings. And, we talk about Parker Depre, but as you mentioned, he's got a wonderful supporting cast. You have Alex Bouchard, who plays the traditional point guard role, a pass-first guy as he leads the Big East in assists per game. Sawyer Depre, he's electrifying in transition, as is Ethan Holdsworth. And then Isaac Marker, one of the best three-point shooters in the conference. And then you got Burkowski off the bench and Michael Brigman, who hit 9 threes in just a 2-game span. Yeah. So, the Vikings just have a plethora of weapons. And, going into the tournament, the defending state champions, they're
looking pretty good to defend their title, especially in the northern ranks. Going in number one, only the one blemish to this point in the season. And you mentioned all these kids have had a great year. Alex Bouchard really lets the game come to him. He doesn't force a whole lot, attacks when the moment is right, able to penetrate, get to the rim. He can knock down the three, dishes the ball as well. Sawyer Depre is the one who's really improved in my mind offensively for the Vikings and been a difference maker. He was known last year as being the stopper of the big man inside for the opponent, but really it was documented, or you had mentioned earlier, he dropped a little bit of weight in the offseason and really able to get up and down the floor a little bit better, and he's really been the recipient of a lot of those long passes, easy lay-ins on the offensive end, but he's also shown he can knock down the three ball as well. And Isaac Marker, he can really stroke it. He's a streaky shooter. Lately been a little bit of a struggle for him, but if he finds his mark, he can really fill it up. And Ethan Holdsworth really knows his role as well. Mostly a defensive specialist, but if you forget about him, he can attack the basket. And I think he had 15 or 16 in one of their most recent
17
games.
points against Ellsworth. Yep.
Exactly.
Yep. So Ethan Holdsworth, he will actually get the defensive job on Caleb Wheaton. It was Sawyer Depre in the first matchup, and Jake Burkowski guarded him as well, but they're going to put Ethan Holdsworth, Coach Corrigan looking for Holdsworth length to try to give Wheaton some problems.
That is a great decision by him. And certainly Holdsworth has the quickness. He's got the length. He doesn't have to be right up on him. I look for him to maybe face guard Wheaton. Don't let him touch the basketball is probably your best defense, because he showed over in Caribou when he got a hold of the basketball, Burkowski was in his face multiple times, and he was just making tough shot after tough shot.
And right now it is the last home game here in Presque Isle, so there are 6 seniors that will be honored, as the cheerleaders were honored last night, and this time they'll do the varsity boys basketball team, as these seniors will get to play their last home game here at Presque Isle High School. So why don't we send it over to public address announcer Richard Ezzy for the ceremony.
For the dedication and commitment to their team over their high school careers. Our senior athletes would also like to thank their parents and guardians for all of their support and encouragement throughout the years. At this time, we'd like to recognize the seniors of the Presque Isle High School boys basketball team. As your name is called, please come forward to present a rose to your parents in attendance. Carrie Gow. Carrie's here with his host family tonight, represented by Rachel Murchison. Connor Albertson. Connor is the son of Chuck and Crystal Albertson. Sam Bollier. Sam is the son of Chris and Kelly Bollier. Noah Flynn. Noah is the son of Rob and Jennifer Flynn. Caleb Wheaton. Caleb is a son of Dave and Leslie Wheaton. Nathan Willett. Nathan is the son of Tim and Susan Willett. Abby Urema. Abby is the daughter of Mike and Leslie Urema. Presque Isle High School coaches, staff, and fans would like to wish all these seniors the best of luck in their future endeavors. Congratulations.
Those were the Presque Isle seniors. As we get set to continue our Jay McLaughlin Construction pregame show, why don't we take a 2-minute break, and then when we come back, we'll get you set for tip-off between Presque Isle and Caribou back in 2 minutes on WHOU.
Nortrax is your John Deere construction and forestry equipment dealer for the entire state of Maine. Whether you're working hard in the woods or digging in the dirt, Nortrax has the new and used heavy equipment you need. Count on Nortrax for 24-hour parts and service support, plus around-the-clock machine monitoring with JD Link. Our service technicians, parts specialists, and product support technology reps are here to serve you. We stand ready as your John Deere construction and forestry equipment team in Maine.
This is Ben Adams from Priority Auto Sales. Listen, I know you've been seeing a lot of these orange plates around town lately, and trust me, I'm not just paying people to drive around in our vehicles all day. Every day we're selling cars, trucks, and SUVs. Why? It's simple. Discounted prices up front, great selection, and low pressure sales. We're simply not playing the games. We really are creating a new way to shop for a used vehicle. Check us out at yourpriorityauto.com and like us on Facebook. Priority Auto Sales, Route 1 in Holton.
Excellence at ground level is what you get with J. McLaughlin Construction in Holton. Founded in 2012, the company plans the construction of streets, residential areas, and commercial buildings, and they are involved in both public and private projects. Their high-quality work and many years of experience have earned them an excellent reputation and a loyal client base. Regardless of whether you need a detailed plan for a building or would like to build a road, J. McLaughlin Construction is your reliable partner for all your engineering needs. Call J. McLaughlin Construction at 532-6335 or 694-2546.
Back here on WHOU, getting set for tip-off between Presque Isle and Caribou. Still in our Jay McLaughlin Construction pregame show. Steve Carmichael with Bobby Russell. Just to go over a couple tidbits here for Caribou, just to show how dominant they've been this year. Their plus-minus is plus 354, and they have won over 59% of their games by over 20 points. And they have had the toughest schedule in Class B in the second half of the season.
toughest because they've been on the road a lot?
Because of who they've played with Herman and Ellsworth. Those stats courtesy of Maine Basketball Rankings. I want to thank him for providing the media guide that he will have all tournament long. But that just shows the dominance of the Vikings this year with that 17-1 record. And they haven't had a lot of close games. Presque Isle on the other side, they've lost a lot of games by single digits. 47% of their games have been decided by single digits. So the Wildcats, even though they're 7-10, they've been very competitive.
No question about it. They've been right in the basketball games, just haven't really been able to secure the wins. But back to the Vikings. Does that surprise you, though, Stevie, with what they brought back from last year? I think a lot of people really expected it. They've done what has been expected of them, and that's not easy to do.
No. Because they went from, they were the Hunters. Last year, nobody really talked about the Caribou Vikings coming into the season. There was a lot of talk about the Herman Hawks, rightfully so. The Vikings took them down in the Northern Maine Final. They go on to win the state championship. Now they become the Hunted this year, and they've taken care of business other than the loss down in Herman.
Well, a 16-1 record going into your final game, I say, is taking care of business. I mean, not very many teams are able to go undefeated for the entire regular season, especially, as you mentioned, the toughness of their schedule. But I think they were everybody's preseason #1 in the Class B ranks, in Northern Maine anyway, as they brought back everybody from the starting 5 except Austin Finland, and as well as Brigman coming off the bench and Burkowski coming off the bench from last year's ball club. So Ethan Holsworth steps into the starting lineup. There's 7-8 solid deep. Corey Herbert comes in and gives them solid minutes as well. So again, it's not easy to do what the Vikings have done, and in the fashion they have done with this plus minus and as many double-digit wins as they've had.
And now we're just about getting set to meet the starting lineup. So again, the Wildcats, they need a win, and they're into the postseason. They lose, they're out. The Vikings locked into the #1 seed. They will play next Saturday, the 15th, down at the Cross Insurance Center at 3:30 p.m. Second game of the afternoon session. So they know when they're going to play. The Wildcats right now, to be determined. We'll see.
They got to take care of business tonight. We talk about, the closeness of a lot of their ball games. You got to be able to close this one out. We'll see. It's in Wildcat Nation.
Tough place to get a win. The Wildcats, they're 3-6 at home.
For an early start, nice crowd, band playing, good atmosphere.
Tournament atmosphere. We expected a packed house. It's pretty much packed on the far side other than on the far right side where Coach Prescott, Coach Hudson stand, but on the Caribou side, pretty much packed.
Well, both ball clubs have a good following, we'll say.
Yes, they do. Even though it's snowy outside with a big snowstorm coming today, the worst of it's going to be here tomorrow. They moved the game up in anticipation, and really it's one of the only games going on around the state of Maine. So,
there's actually, for the state of Maine, there's one in Easton going on and one in Fort Fairfield going on as well. They started at 4 o'clock.
Postponed the Old Town and Orono doubleheader to Saturday, as well as the Fort Kent and Fort Fairfield girls got postponed to Saturday as well. So plenty of games to decide the heel points. When they come out later in the week, we'll finally know where everybody stands. And then next week on Friday at 3:30 p.m., the tournament will begin, and it'll actually be the Presque Isle girls will start things off next Friday. As we get set for the starting lineups, brought to you by the County Federal Credit Union, a community-based financial institution with nearly 20,000 members. Branch is conveniently located in Caribou, Presque Isle, Fort Fairfield, Holton, and soon to be in Mars Hill. County Federal Credit Union has the coverage to meet all of your financial needs. Visit one of their local branches to see why membership makes a difference. Let's send it over to the voice of the Wildcats, Richard Ezzy.
Number 20, Michael Brigman. Number 32, Jake Paul. Number 34, Brevin Barnes. Number 40, Corey Herbert. Number 42, Zach Mador. Number 44, Riley Bouchard. Number 50, Joey Gregson. Number 52, Carter Quist. Number 54, Caleb Espling. The head coach for Caribou is Kyle Corrigan. Assistant coaches Ben Rosser, Jeremiah Fitzherbert, and Andre Rosignol. Managers are Maddie Ziegler and Abby St. Peter. And now let's meet the Presque Isle Wildcats. Number 10, Jude Mosier. Number 14, Ben Ryan. Number 20, Noah Urema. Number 22, Jacob Devine. Number 30, Malachi Cummings. Number 34, Mason Fletcher. Number 40, Xavier McAtee. Number 52, Connor Rideout. The head coach for Presque Isle is Terry Cummings. Assistant coaches Greg Whitaker, Dave Whitaker, and Bill Jarrett. Managers are Abby Urema and Michaela York. And now let's meet the starting lineups. For Caribou, a senior, number 5, Alex Bouchard. And for Presque Isle, senior, number 12, Sam Bollier. For Caribou, a junior, number 10, Ethan Holdsworth. And for Presque Isle, senior, number 24, Caleb Wheaton. For Caribou, a senior, number 22, Parker Depre. And for Presque Isle, senior, number 32, Noah Flynn. For Caribou, senior, number 24, Isaac Marker. And for Presque Isle, senior, number 42, Nathan Willett. For Caribou, a junior, number 30, Sawyer Depre. And for Presque Isle, senior, number 44, Connor Albertson. The officials for this game are Mr. Pedro Rodriguez, Mr. Bob Thibodeau, and Mr. Steve Clark. The certified athletic trainer is Mr. Andy Hellstrom of County Physical Therapy. Finally, the Wildcats and Vikings request that all spectators display proper sportsmanship at all times. Please do not boo, taunt, or degrade coaches, players, or officials. Let's make good citizenship our number one priority. Now we ask everyone to please stand and respectfully remove their hats as the Presque Isle High School Band, under the direction of Mr. Jason Priest, plays our national anthem.
Just about set for tip-off. Steve Carmichael, Bobby Russell, John Humphrey on the camera, Josh Miller, our producer, back at the station. Presque Isle starting their seniors, Sam Bollier, Caleb Wheaton, Noah Flynn, Nathan Willett, and Connor Albertson. Caribou starting Alex Bouchard, Ethan Holdsworth, Parker and Sawyer Depre, as well as Isaac Marker. Officials are Mr. Thibodeau, Mr. Clark, and Mr. Rodriguez in the stripes for the big game.
Yeah, that's an option this year. Referees, if all three or two in the crew have the black and whites, they can certainly sport them. Crew here tonight chose to.
Flynn and Depre will tip it off at center. Mr. Rodriguez will get us going. And the tip will be controlled by the Vikings. It'll be Holdsworth. Shot was deflected by Willett and recovered by the Wildcats.
They did a nice job of tracking it down, just a little bit too far into the backboard. Willett able to swat it as he was trying to put it up.
Bollier back out to Wheaton, 38 points in the first meeting. with the Vikings, and a 77-64 victory for the Vikings back on January 8th. Bullier hesitates into the lane, finds Willett. 16-foot jumper connects.
Well, you can see in the early going, set a couple screens left and right for Wheaton. The Vikings are going to opt to switch, but in the switches, they lose track of where Willett is. It's like a 2-3 zone, Stevie? 3-2?
Yeah, it looks like a 3-2. Depre, corner pocket for the triple, left it short, and the rebound secured by the senior Caleb Wheaton.
And you can see Coach Cummings giving Caleb Wheaton to slow it down, try to maybe have possession basketball, limit the touches for the Vikings.
Wheaton fakes a pass, fires away, gets the shooter's bounce.
Good offensive couple sets there for the Wildcats. Good start as well.
Quick 4-0 lead for the Wildcats. Depre to Bouchard. Pulls up from the elbow. Back iron. Rebound fought for off of Albertson. Final regular season broadcast for us, Bobby. And we'll have a couple prelims next week. Parker Depre receives the inbounds pass, pivots, and finishes.
Well, he does such a nice job of maintaining the pivot foot, but takes a couple steps with the non-one. Able to sneak through the defense and lay it in.
Wheaton inside the free throw line, threads the needle to Willett, but was just a bit offline, and it will be a turnover to the Caribou Vikings. Bouchard, first in the Big East in assists. Marker for 3, rattles out. And another rebound to Caleb Wheaton.
Well, in the zone, if the Vikings can keep the ball moving, there'll be lots of opportunities for them to hoist up the 3 ball. Had a couple come up empty here in the early going.
Flynn off the bounce. Strong attack of the rim, just couldn't finish. Rebound goes off of Parker Depre, so it will be Presque ball.
And Noah Flynn had a big game. He, as well as Mason Fletcher against Holton for the Wildcats, came off the bench and provided a nice lift.
Down screen set. Wheaton had Holdsworth on him. Willett sneaks around Depre and lays it up and in. Willett off to a strong start. He's already got 4, and that's the lead for the Wildcats. Depre will be whistled for the travel.
For as good a start as the Wildcats have had here in the first 2.5 minutes, the Vikings off to a lot slower. We know at any given minute they can really fill it up, though.
Wheaton trying to find a gap. Gets into the lane. Shot was deflected by Parker Depre and recovered by Alex Bouchard. Long outlet pass on the near side to Sawyer Depre. And Marker will find Bouchard. Tried to throw it underneath the Holdsworth. Was deflected. Marker will trigger it in. To Depre. That'll be a 2 if it falls. They're going to get Wheaton for the foul call.
Protecting the shooter. Must have caught him on the arm just enough to throw it off.
So Parker Depre at the free throw line. Depre splits a pair. He's got all 3 for the Vikings. And we will get a block call here on Ethan Holdsworth.
Well, we've seen the Vikings throughout the course of the year occasionally throw on their full court press. They come out of the made free throw with it. Holdsworth picks up a nickel dimer deep into the backcourt.
5:06 to go first quarter. 6-3 is your score. Presque with the lead. Bullier finds Wheaton, gets away from the trap. Now at the center of the floor, tries to go to the far side. Crosses back over, finds Bullier. He's got the Depre brothers on him. Backdoor feed to Wheaton underneath. Tried to spin it home, couldn't finish. Albertson is there for the stick back, but it wouldn't go. Now Bouchard in transition finds Sawyer Depre for the easy 2.
Well, that's just what the Vikings will do to you. Depre leaked out. Bouchard able to come up with the rebound, and he wasn't long rifling it up the floor.
6-5, Presque leads it. Wheaton inside the paint. Hands off to Noah Flynn. Finds Albertson. 10-foot jumper, too strong. Depre had it knocked out of his hands by Willett. As a couple substitutions checking into the game. Xavier McAtee and Malachi Cummings check in. There's 6 players on the floor for the Wildcats right now. Finally, Flynn will take a seat, and the Wildcats have their typical starting 5 out there. Marker pulls up, misses. Another rebound to Willett.
And with the substitutions, they come out of the 2-3 or 3-2 zone, go man-to-man on the defensive side of things.
Through the hands of Wheaton.
It's a nice play by Wheaton, realizing they're really overplaying the initial pass. Goes back door, but just too hot to handle.
Bullier will pick up Bouchard full court. Depre steps back for a triple, back iron, and a good box out, and the rebound hauled in by Willett.
Well, for as good a box out as it was, Holsworth recognized it. He had the intention of going up and try to flip the ball to himself, but made the better decision not to.
Cummings lets it fly off to the right, and we get a foul on the rebounding action, goes on Ethan Holdsworth.
Well, that'll be his second, the only 2 on the Vikings, and for as patient offensive sets as the Wildcats have had up to this point, really probably not the shot they were looking for in that opportunity.
That'll get Jake Burkowski into the game, the 5'11 senior. I had Willett wide open, that the inbounds pass was already thrown. Wheaton working on Burkowski, kicks it out Willett, thought about it. Bullier finds a seam, blocked away by Sawyer Depre. He gallops his way into the front court, finds Bouchard in transition, stops, pops, connects.
Well, that's when the Vikings are really at their best, is out in transition. Depre wisely steps in. Looked like he got hit as he went up, but Coach Cummings going to get a timeout to settle the troops. There's a quick run there from the Vikings.
30-second timeout. We'll keep it right here. Do our injury report brought to you by County Physical Therapy. Whether you want to get back to sports, back to work, or simply back to living life, County Physical Therapy can help. With 5 locations in Aroostook County and a new location in Bangor, visit countypt.com to learn how CPT can help you. Both teams with a full roster. Caribou battling a couple nagging injuries as Bouchard took a hard spill down in Old Town. Didn't practice this week with a back injury. Parker Depre battling a bit of a hip flexor, but both out there competing.
Neither one of them seem to be too affected by it. What a basketball play by Parker Depre right there. They make the basket in that open floor. Everybody acts as if they're going back up to play defense. He steps back in and takes it away and able to lay it in. That's just IQ.
9-6 the lead for the Vikings. 2:50 to go first quarter. Fletcher glides to the rim and finishes for 2. The confidence he gained from that game down at Holton.
There's no question about that. He steps right in and takes it to the rack.
A very athletic junior for the Wildcats. Depre in the lane, the leaner. And we're going to an offensive foul called on Parker Depre. Coach Corrigan letting Parker Depre pull up a little bit shorter that time. A little earlier instead of leaning forward.
Try to avoid the contact.
Yep.
You know, kids are coached to, as soon as there's any contact to your chest these days, they're coached to go down and, you know, then you put it in the hands of the officials. Will they make the call or won't they? Certainly, they need Depre on the floor.
That was the first foul called on Parker Depre, and now the first one on Jake Burkowski. That will be the 4th on the Vikings. They inbound it to Wheaton. Burkowski picks him up. Screen set, they switch. Wheaton crosses over on Sawyer Depre, fades away and buries the jumper.
Well, his ability to use the dribble just makes him that much tougher to guard because when you come out on him, he can go by and he pulls up. Offensive players at the advantage. Once they get you sliding trying to keep up with them, they can pull up at any time. And Wheaton, he's got such a soft touch.
Bouchard gets around Fletcher all the way to the basket. Bouchard spins it in.
Well, Fletcher was shading him to the left. He didn't realize Bouchard can go to his left hand as well as his right. And here's a blow-by.
11-10 your score. Caribou with the lead. Minute and a half to go first quarter. McAtee with Depre on him. Kicks it out to Wheaton. Had a notion. Now he'll launch it from deep and knock it down.
Woo! My goodness. Young fella can really stroke the basketball. Two Vikings there trying to step out. He uses the screen, creates the extra space.
They got a foul on the rebounding action, went on Nathan Willett. That's just his first, team second. So the Wildcats now take the lead 13-11. Fast-paced first quarter here from the home of the Wildcats. Depre underneath with Cummings on him. Couldn't finish, and the rebound secured by Presque Isle.
A nice job there at Cummings recovering as Depre had beat him to the spot.
Cummings fades away, launches. That was too strong. The board down to Sawyer Depre.
He's put up a couple here in the early going that have just been wide right.
Bouchard pulls up from mid-range, rattles it in. Knotted up at 13 now, 40 seconds to go first quarter. Wheaton, inside-out dribble, working on Burkowski, pulls up and rattles that one in. There's no defense for that because by the time he's up here, that you can't even react.
Well, and it's the pull-up as well. Like the defender doesn't know. He's got to react to when Caleb Wheaton pulls up, and he's really at an advantage once he's able to put the ball on the deck.
Marker to the rim, got hit by Fletcher, so that will send Isaac Marker to the charity stripe.
I think that's one of the parts of Caleb Wheaton's game that's really improved, his ability to be able to use the dribble, to use a spot-up shooter as a sophomore, maybe a little bit more dribble as using the dribble as a junior, but this particular year, he has really improved his offensive prowess.
So Marker at the line, connects on the first. First points of the game for Isaac Marker as Noah Yarima checks in for him.
Well, those two free throws right there, Marker hadn't hit anything from the field. That really might get him going, seeing the ball go through the net for him.
Tied at WHOU.
Katahdin Valley Health Center, or KVHC, is a network of 6 community health centers dedicated to providing affordable, comprehensive, and high-quality care to people of all ages and incomes. We accept all patients and insurances, including those who are uninsured or on main care. Our committed patient care team is here for you, offering an extensive range of services to provide you with quality health care. We're creating healthy communities starting with you. Call or visit our website today.
Out here, builders choose Advantech products to provide a durable base that helps prevent bouncing and warping. So in here, you can enjoy the beauty of luxurious finished floors without worrying about pops, squeaks, or creaks. Because out here, and in here, there's no better sound than the peace and quiet that comes from Advantech products. The flat-out best for a quiet, stiff floor.
WHOU, 2-point lead for Presque Isle. They will have the basketball to begin the second quarter. Wheaton with 11 points in that first quarter. Cummings off the bounce, hands off to Flynn. Catches it deep, and he's hit by Isaac Marker. That time Cummings drew a lot of attention.
Well, he certainly did, and able to shovel it off to Flynn. Got him a little bit off guard. Really wasn't expecting it. Able to corral it and go up. The reach in by Marker really bailed him out as he was getting close to a 3-second call.
Flynn goes 1 of 2. 3-point lead for the Wildcats. 20 seconds into the second quarter. Bouchard fires a pass underneath the Marker. Couldn't connect. Now Depre is hacked.
That's going to be 2 on Wheaton. Picked up one early. Now he's going to get this one. Rake the arms of Parker Depre. Good hustle by Depre getting in there. Marker was really sandwiched underneath the basket. Fortunate to get the ball up on the rim.
Michael Brigman will check in for Isaac Marker. Yeah, Brigman, a couple game stretch there against Foxcroft Academy and somebody else where he knocked down 9 threes in 2 games.
Was it Washington Academy as well?
You're right. A violation will be called on Alex Bouchard. Free throw was missed anyways.
Does allow the Vikings to set up their full court pressure.
Wheaton in the corner, beats Burkowski to the sideline. Bounces it around Depre. Now underneath to Flynn for 2.
Yeah, that's textbook beating the press. Used a little bit of dribble, but the pass. Flynn running on the weak side, fills that lane, and they hit him.
7:15 remaining in the second quarter. 4-point lead for the Wildcats. Depre from mid-range. Rattles out.
A tough time getting the ball to fall from outside of 15 feet.
Wheaton crosses over. Brigman on him. Kicks it out Cummings. He'll launch it from deep and bury it.
Well, he finally narrowed in on the basket, Stevie. A little trouble the first few opportunities, but drains that one.
7-point lead for Prescal. The Vikings. The other way, it looks like Bouchard was fouled on his way to the rim. 5th team foul. The first on Bullier. 6:48 to go second quarter. 23-16 is your score. Brigman to Sawyer Depre. Faces up on McAtee. Hands off to Bouchard. Able to finish. Tough look that time. Bouchard's up to 9 points.
Yeah, it was. He was going left, shooting it back to the right. Got the friendly roll, which is something they haven't gotten very much this first half.
Wheaton takes a spill, and they'll get a block foul called on Alex Bouchard.
Now, as for as little contact as it was, there's no question he's the one that made him trip. He didn't think so, but no doubt about it.
First on Bouchard, 6th on the team. So the next foul on the Vikings will send Prescal to the line for the rest of the first half.
The Vikings have yet to really face guard Wheaton and not let him touch it. They're allowing him to touch it, and then he's able to do good things with it.
Bullier, the free throw line out to Cummings. Over to Bullier. The floater, high off the window. Bullier with his first 2, and the lead's back up to 7.
Well, Wildcats really attacking the basket here in this first half. Shooting at a high clip.
Burkowski, kick out Bouchard, gets around Bullier. Another mid-range jumper on the way, and Bouchard's into double figures with 11.
Well, the up fake gets the defender flying by. Able to get in the 15 feet. He can really knock that down.
Yeah. Wheaton leans in after the pump fake, gets fouled by Brigman.
Well, once again, beautiful pump fake. Gets Brigman in the air and then initiates the contact wisely to draw the foul, able to go to the line. High intensity game here, Stevie, in the early going.
Nathan Willett will check back into the game for Noah Flynn. Second one in the air for Wheaton, misses that one also, and we're going to get a violation call on Caleb Wheaton as he knew it was long as soon as he released it.
Just couldn't hang on long enough behind the line. Actually, I think he saw the lane was wide open. He was going to be able to get down there and get it. Just a little quick.
Brigman, screen set by Sawyer Depre. Now he has it. Out to Burkowski, and we get a 3-second call on Parker Depre.
Well, it was congested in there. He's got Malachi Cummings on him. He's got probably 4 or 5 inch height advantage. They need to give him some space. Get the other 4 out around the perimeter and just let him post up. Whether they front, if you want to front, throw it over the top. If they don't, give it to him and let him go to work. But got to give him room.
Wheaton blocked by Sawyer Depre. Depre, the other one. Parker now has it. Down low to Burkowski. Leans in. Couldn't finish. The Wildcats get back on defense, but
they have really, really struggled.
Cummings to Wheaton. Now Bullier. Out to Cummings. Blocked by Bouchard.
That's a couple now in a row. The Vikings have been able to get a hand on.
Cummings turns it over. Bouchard leans in. can't get the roll, and Cummings secures the board. So the Vikings, a couple opportunities here, have been unable to cash in.
High percentage shots, ones you would want them taking every day, just not falling.
Cummings off the screen, finds Wheaton.
And the one thing we saw last night, and we've seen over the course of last year and this year, teams are able to play with the Vikings for 2, 3, 3.5 quarters. Can the Wildcats do it for the full 4 quarters? Got to play 32 minutes right now. They've had a great first half.
Lead by 5, 4:20 to go, second quarter. Wheaton finds Cummings, across the arc, in the lane, up with the left hand, up and in.
Well, goes to the weak hand, keeps his body between the defender.
Prokowski back the other way, has an answer.
And that's what the Vikings will do. As soon as they can, if you allow them, they'll use that long pass.
Patient offensive set here for the Wildcats. Wheaton with marker on him, gives him some space, steps back, fires away. Back iron, no good. Depre will haul in the rebound and gallop his way into the front court. Finds Burkowski. Now Bouchard in the corner. Defers over to Parker Depre. His three-pointer on the way was off the mark. Malachi Cummings will get instruction from his father and head coach, Terry Cummings.
Oh, they've been made a real concerted effort to be patient. You can hear Coach Cummings say patience.
Cummings with it. Out to McAtee. Steps around Bouchard. Long 2, and McAtee knocks it down.
So they're really firing on all cylinders. How many Wildcats is that in the scoring column? 7 different Wildcats have contributed on the offensive end here this first quarter and a half.
Will be a 1-and-1 now as the foul went on Malachi Cummings. Saw Mr. Clark signal 1-and-1, but a bit of confusion here.
They've only got 16 fouls for Presque Isle up there, 7 for the Vikings. I don't know if they've got it on the wrong side or if it's correct. Next one, both ways, 1-and-1.
So it'll be end line out of bounds. Marker finds Burkowski. Down screen set for Parker Depre. Steps back straight away for 3. Gets it.
You can't go under the screen on him. He missed the last one, but he won't miss all of them. You can't leave him that wide open.
Yeah, Depre 1 for 3 from beyond the arc. It's now 29-25. 2:40 to go first half. Out to Fletcher. Cummings. Has it stripped by Bouchard, but still able to retain possession. It was out to Wheaton. Attacks the rim. That is going to be, I believe, an offensive foul, and it is. That's the third on Caleb Wheaton.
Depre's got himself set up. That's one of those we've seen it all year underneath the basket. Wheaton makes the contact. It's a player control foul. I'd like to see that semicircle in there, maybe.
Marker will go inbound. Wheaton will have to head to the bench. Noah Flynn will check in. So we'll see how the Wildcats do the last 2.5 minutes without their leading scorer, as he's plagued with 3 fouls. Depre to Burkowski. Depre gets Cummings to flash right at him. Depre blows by him and lays it up and in.
Well, once again, gave him too much space at the three-point line. Really has to dive out at him, or lunge really, and gives a little up fake and blow by.
Cummings too strong off the glass. Rebound fought for and down to Parker Depre. Right-hand dribble. Gets it into the front court with Cummings on his hip. Goes all the way to the basket with a finger roll.
Nobody else steps up. There was 2 Wildcats at the rim, but he splits them. Cummings rides his shoulder the whole way, and Depre realizes he just elevates.
Ties it up at 29, a 30-second break for us. Minute 50 to go, tied at 29, back in 30 seconds on WHOU.
At the Maine Baseball Academy, our top priority is to create an experience of advanced learning and skill development for all ages. The YMCA Indoor Turf Facility has many resources that we use to our advantage while developing young athletes. Our top-tier coaching staff includes Director of Operations Ryan Lincoln and John Fry, Searsport District High School, Cody Collins, Bangor Christian Schools, and Cam Archer, Old Town High School. Follow us on Facebook at Maine Baseball Academy or call today for more information.
Tied up at 29 here on WHOU. Resuming play, Marker has it after the turnover. Couldn't cleanly have possession as Depre was streaking up the court with nobody on him. A tie-up. Possession arrow favors Caribou. Bouchard, Depre establishes post position, but the pass was a bit too hot as Fletcher comes up with it. Bullier zips a pass to Cummings, launches it. Might have been deflected by Sawyer Depre. Offensive board to McAtee, who will lean in. He can't get it to go. Cummings comes soaring in, but Depre will haul in the rebound. He goes back up the floor. Zips a pass underneath to his younger brother Sawyer Depre and gets fouled by Xavier McAtee. So that would be 2 free throws for Sawyer Depre.
Well, the ability of Parker Depre to rebound the basketball and then doesn't have to give it up to the point guard. He's able to bring it himself. Long bounce pass to brother Sawyer. Good position on that block.
The Vikings take the lead after the free throw from Sawyer Depre. He's got just 3 points in this first half. Older brother Parker with 13. As Sawyer makes both. So it's 31-29 as we approach 1 minute to play in this first half. McAtee tried to find Fletcher, intercepted by Parker Depre. Steps back, fires, doesn't go. Marker kept it alive, but was the only Viking going for the rebound, and it's recovered by Malachi Cummings. Bullier to the rim with a left hand. Wouldn't go. Kept it alive, but scooped up by Burkowski, the senior, to Sawyer Depre for 2.
I've been watching Depre. He leaks out a little bit. That's why he's beating everybody up the floor. Burkowski's still able to find him.
18 seconds to go. Another steal. Bouchard to the basket, lays it in.
Well, since Caleb Wheaton went to the bench, what was it, 2:30 to go? The Wildcats have really turned it on. Got momentum on their side.
And Flynn couldn't make the bunny, gets his own miss. Sawyer Depre now has it, launches it the other way. Will come up short, and that will do it for the first half. The Vikings lead it 35-29. And yeah, you mentioned this. When Caleb Wheaton went out, it was a 10-0 run for the Vikings as it was 29-25. And they lead by 6 going into the halftime break.
Yeah, no question. They were able to apply the full court pressure. Got a few turnovers that didn't happen when Wheaton was on the floor. He definitely can see his presence is needed. Got the 3 fouls. He definitely can't pick up the 4th one early in that second half.
So getting set for our Cotton Trust Company halftime show, but I'd like to keep it right here as it is, well, the pot here at Presque Isle High School for the half-court shot is
4 figures.
over $1,000.
It got up last year, didn't it? It was won like in one of the last few games last year as well.
So keep it right here, see if anybody's going to bring home a nice payday.
Yeah, whoever was running the camera last night got a great picture of Nate Willett shooting.
Insert eye roll. As they get set to draw the ticket, but the score here is 35-29. The Vikings leading the Wildcats as the voice of the Wildcats is getting set to read off the number. Bobby's got his tickets out, as does our cameraman Cleve.
He's already headed down. He's assuming he's going to be drawn. He's headed to the stairs.
The pot is up to $1,075.
Pocket change. Everybody could use a little bit of that.
Yeah.
Tournament's coming, Stevie.
Yep.
And the winning number, 1, 6.
Reading off the reading number right now.
Ooh, I'm still alive.
5.
Now I'm out.
0.
Let's see who is the
6.
lucky person.
1, 6, 5.
Has an opportunity to take home some, a nice chunk of change. We were here a couple years ago when it was a lot of money, and somebody was able to knock it down. I believe it was a Cobstead.
Yes.
It's Dan Jondro. Yeah.
Dr. Dan.
Dr. D. Dr. J. So Dan Jandro actually will be my eye doctor. So let's see what he can do here. Jandro, well, he misses the free throw.
But right.
This is the big one.
This is what your ticket being drawn is all about. This one right here.
Yeah, for over $1,000. Count if it goes.
It's like a carry over to next year.
A bit too strong. Let's take a quick 1-minute break. When we come back, we'll recap the first half as it's 35-29. The Vikings lead the Wildcats on WHOU.
County Ag and Turf Supply is at its new home on 7 Dow Siding Road in Caribou, offering the same great service. Randy and Jerry are working hard to supply the county with the best products. They offer Blue Seal Feed, Sentinel, Inspire, and Dynasty and Triple Crown for your equine, Home Fresh Extra Egg and Multi-Flock Pellets, and Crumples and Mealworm for your poultry, Entrust Pet Food for your cat or dog, Minerals for your beef and dairy. They have feed for all your livestock. County Ag and Turf Supply also has wood pellets, lubricants, and of course, Willow the Blue Seal Rabbit on the premises. Stop by County Ag and Turf Supply today.
Hello, this is Tony Bowers at Bowers Funeral, and we want to wish good luck to all area basketball teams, boys and girls, as you strive for the gold ball at the end of the season. We are proud to be a part of your communities and our family serving your family since 1900. Good luck, play hard, and above all, be good sportsmen.
Back at Presque Isle High School on our Katahdin Trust Company halftime show. The score at the half, 35-29. The Vikings lead, and as we mentioned, as soon as Caleb Wheaton went out with that third foul, wasn't much time to go. It was a 4-point lead for the Wildcats. Now it's turned into a 6-point deficit. So I'd say a big call, and Wheaton will have to be careful. You don't want to pick up your fourth in the early going of that third quarter.
No, he certainly doesn't. He's going to have to be careful how he attacks the basket and definitely how he plays defense. He'll certainly have to be switched off onto maybe somebody they feel it won't be such an offensive threat on the defensive side of things, but definitely need him on the floor. Just his leadership. His ball handling ability certainly showed, and the ability to score. They weren't really able to put many points on the board as well when he went to the bench. So definitely would be something we have to look for here in this second half. But
first half scoring numbers for you for the Wildcats. They are led by Caleb Wheaton with 11 points, Nathan Willett with 4, Malachi Cummings has 5, Noah Flynn with 3, Sam Bollier, Mason Fletcher, and Xavier McAtee all with 2. On the other side for the Caribou Vikings, led by Parker Depre and Alex Bouchard, both with 13 points, 6 from Sawyer Depre and Isaac Marker, and Jake Burkowski with 2 points apiece. And we talked in the pregame about these two teams. For Presque Isle, it's win, and you're in. Because of Belfast beating Mountain View last night, now you've been put in a must-win situation regardless of what Old Town does. You got to win. Got to win to get in. And for the Vikings locked into the number 1 seed, they know they're playing next Saturday at 3:30. So this second half, it's do or die for the Wildcats.
Well, it is. They've got to leave it all on the line, and they certainly did in the first half. They played a great first half. Just that last 2.5 minutes kind of things got away from them a little bit. Caleb Wheaton will definitely be back on the floor to start the third quarter. And they're going to have to continue. You saw Coach Cummings, different times he told him to slow down, be patient on the offensive side of things, get the looks that we want. Sometimes they cleared out a side for Wheaton to go to work. He was able to dribble penetrate, and he was really just tough to stop. He had it going on when he was out there. So look to see if they can get him the ball where he can really attack and do some damage.
Yeah, we talk about tournament. They will begin next Friday at 3:30 p.m. A reminder to go on WHOU.live. Get your subscription now. It's $10 per month or $70 for the year. You'll get all the access to the tournament games. This is when WHOU takes over for the semifinals and the regional finals. We'll take you all the way to Championship Saturday. We'll crown some new champions or potentially some repeat champions. And just for $10, get you all the games from Bangor, Augusta, and Portland. You can log on to WHOU.live at any time. Get your subscription, and we look forward to covering the games down at Bangor, Augusta, and Portland with 4 venues from the Cross Insurance Center, the Augusta Civic Center, the Cross Insurance Arena down in Portland, as well as the Portland Expo for one day. So 4 venues, and WHOU's first year doing the tournament games, and since 2012 when covered the quarterfinals. So we look forward to doing that, Bobby. That'd be a good time.
It's quite an undertaking and quite a process. You've told me a little bit about it, but what a dream for hoop junkies, right? You got 4 different sites you can pick and choose whatever games you want to watch for $10. I mean, you can't beat it.
Oh, it'll be great. It'll be a good time. The tournament starts 3:30 on Friday. The Presque Isle Lady Wildcats actually will be the first team to play as they hold the number 3 seed in Class B. And looking at the Class B ranks, obviously Caribou on the boys' side at least, Caribou is the favorite. Number 1, 16-1 on the year. If they're able to win here, obviously finish with a glowing 17-1 record with the only blemish against the Herman Hawks. But looking underneath them, the Ellsworth Eagles sit number 2. You have the Washington Academy Raiders, the Herman Hawks, Holton Shire Towners. The Winslow Black Raiders are in the thick of things as well. So the MCI Huskies, the Foxcroft Academy Ponies are there, the Mountain View Mustangs. But Caribou, I think a lot of people going into the tournament are considered, especially with the injury to Isaac Varney.
Well, that injury right there changed the entire complexion of the Class B tournament in the northern region. And, the Vikings you're going to have to bring your A game and play almost flawless to beat them on any given night.
Yeah, I say we look forward to the tournament starting next week. The Vikings are already going to be there. The Wildcats have one more half to try to get themselves into the postseason. Let's take a quick 1-minute break. When we come back, we'll get the third quarter tip between the Vikings and the Wildcats on WHOU.
MMG Insurance is a proud sponsor of high school basketball. Founded in 1897 and based in Presque Isle, MMG has independent insurance agents across Maine, New Hampshire, Vermont, Pennsylvania, and Virginia. MMG has recently received a national award in innovation, was recognized as the Maine Company of the Year by the Maine Insurance Agents Association, and again named among the best places to work in Maine. Find out more about MMG by visiting our website, mmgins.com. MMG Insurance, protecting your piece of the world.
We all know a Aroostook County winter isn't much fun, but it can be with the right equipment. Holton Tire Company at 76 Smyrna Street is your boss plow dealer and carries the King of Snow Aaron snow blowers. Full service department with parts in stock.
Steelstone Industries in Holton is your location for gravel, salt, sand, paving, and plowing. Groundwork materials of all kinds and equipment to move it. We now offer heavy equipment and truck repair at our shop on 289 Station Road in New Limerick. Call Steelstone Industries at 532-2675.
35-29 is your score with the Vikings leading Presque Isle as we get set to begin the third quarter as the terrific Presque Isle band with our very own Ricky Goupel in the band playing the school song.
He's up in the top row, isn't he?
Yeah,
I don't know if I can see that far, but
blasting that trumpet. But that's another thing about tournament time that I really enjoy. The bands. You got Holton's band, Presque Isles, George Stevens Academy, MDI as well. I said there's a lot of great bands.
They really add to the whole atmosphere, environment. They get the crowd into the game. It's just phenomenal what a real good band can do for the atmosphere of a basketball game, especially in these small high school gyms where the noise really fills the place. But I will say, I think I've only seen one cameraman have the fans chant for him, and that was Ricky.
Yeah, Ricky did get his name chanted last night.
For as famous as Cleve is, I've never heard his name chanted. And it's Wildcat Nation.
And he's the Freeman winner. I mean, you would think
that would be important enough to get something, but
whatever.
No respect.
So we're getting set as people file out and file back in from getting their popcorn down at the concession stands. And I think we're just about getting set for. Where's Matt Tompkins? I'm sure I think he probably got his popcorn there at half.
Yeah.
McAtee will inbound it to Caleb Wheaton in the third quarter is underway. The Vikings lead by 6. Bullier to Willett. Trying to get it down low to McAtee. They couldn't get an angle. Holdsworth playing with 2 fouls. Wheaton leans in, able to finish. What a tough look for Caleb Wheaton. He's up to 13.
Yeah, making his presence known immediately. That's a tough shot. Going left, shooting right. Guy on your right hip. We've got Wheaton on Marker, though. Marker, pretty good offensive threat. He's going to have to be careful.
Yeah, Marker has it now. gets to the rim, converts. Marker with his first field goal.
And that might be a matchup that the Vikings really want to try to take advantage of here in the early going. See if they can draw a fourth foul on Wheaton.
Wheaton works on Sawyer Depre. Crosses over, back to his right, leans in with the left hand, throws it out the window. Tried to get his own miss. It goes out of play. It will stay with Presque Isle.
Well, you know, he realized he was probably a little bit out of position, but threw it off the window where he had a chance to go get it. It really wasn't a shot attempt. It was just get it up there where I can go get it.
Cummings out to Bullier. Wheaton has an opening, left the three-pointer short. Bullier couldn't save it, and it will be Caribou basketball. Holdsworth spins into the lane, kicks it out to Sawyer Depre for a triple, couldn't connect. Marker falls to the floor. It will be Presque Isle ball as it went off of Marker. Coach Corrigan looks for a foul call.
We're looking for a foul call. Marker goes up, tips it, he comes down. He gets his feet tangled with, I think it was Bullier. It's not Bullier's fault. I mean, it looks bad, but it's not Sam Bullier's fault that he just came down awkwardly.
Cummings, screen set by Willett, pulls up from 16 and buries it.
Good use of the screen there by Willett. Really set a good one, picked his man off, freed him up.
Cummings up to 7 points. Lead is now 4. Bouchard in double figures into the paint. Bullier with the tight defense. Holdsworth goes by Willett underneath. Couldn't finish. Gets his own miss. Back up with the right hand. Gets the roll and the foul.
That's just good, solid work by Ethan Holdsworth. Staying after it. Doesn't get the first one to go, but gets the offensive rebound, absorbs that contact from Willett.
Connor Albertson checks in for Willett, his second foul.
There's two matchups I'd like to see the Vikings maybe in the half-court set try to take advantage of, Stevie. I don't know if we'll see it or not, but certainly with the 3 fouls on Wheaton, get the ball to Marker, maybe post him up and try to get it. Fourth foul on Wheaton, and or Cummings is guarding Depre, Parker Depre. Post him up and let him go to work. He's got the size advantage, but haven't seen it yet.
Post entry pass to McAtee. We're going to say it'll be Caribou basketball as Mr. Rodriguez and Mr. Thibodeau will come together.
Going to whisper a few sweet nothings in his ear, and the Wildcats will keep it. Right call. Definitely Depre got in and mixed it up.
Do it all over again as this time Bouchard pokes it out of play. Albertson with a distinct size advantage over Bouchard. Cummings for 3, got it.
Well, Depre gambles and they make him pay. He's not able to get it. Cummings just steps into his shot. He's hit a couple. Hit a pull-up from 15 and now knocks down that 3 ball.
Answers the three-point play by Holdsworth on the previous Caribou possession. Now Depre all the way to the basket. He's got to talk about a size advantage over Malachi Cummings.
And his ability to put the ball on the ground as well. We've seen Caleb Wheaton do it, but he's able to and gets right to the front of the rim. Nobody contests.
Cummings left open. Ball goes off of Bouchard. It will stay with Presque Isle. .4:18 to go third quarter, 42-36. Lead for Caribou. McAtee. The Bullier. Now Wheaton. Hands off to Sam Bullier into the paint. McAtee, the left hand. Wouldn't go, and the rebound hauled in by Parker Depre. Sawyer hesitates, kicks it back out to his older brother. They swing it to Marker. He'll pull it from deep and bury it.
Just the one extra goes into Sawyer, kicks it back to Parker. One extra over to Marker. He's open. Defense is not able to react.
Cummings.
Well, that was well timed by Sawyer. Depre had a hand right in the face. Really threw him off, but it still almost gets it to go.
Parker Depre goes behind the back. We're going to get a block call on Malachi Cummings.
It's only the second foul here in the early going. Both of them called on the Wildcats.
Holdsworth, down screen set, Marker. Mid-range jumper this time. That one wouldn't go. .325 to go third quarter. It's a 9-point lead for Caribou. Bullier looking for Willett.
Stevie, got a question for you.
Yes.
Caleb Wheaton touched the ball much in the last few possessions for the Wildcats. I think they got to get him a few more touches on the offensive side of things.
Bouchard off the curl, gets the jumper.
Well, that's about the third or fourth one he's hit from 15 feet. Uses the screen beautifully.
Full timeout for the Wildcats. We'll step aside for 60 seconds. It's an 11-point lead for the Vikings. Back on WHOU in 60 seconds.
Tired of the same old boring meals? Try something new this week. TNT Takeout at 69 High Street in Holton has what you're looking for.
And believe me, the name doesn't lie. The food is dynamite. Every pizza is loaded with lots of gooey cheese and delicious toppings, from traditional pepperoni to barbecue chicken, combination to vegetarian pizza or all meat.
You can grab their specials or enjoy salads to food off the grill, Mexican seafood, and hot or cold subs. TNT Takeout, the convenience store that has it all.
Call 521-5250.
Hi from Jeans, where you'll find better TV and more ways to enjoy it. Get 190 channels for $59.99 a month with Dish. Plus, get a free voice remote on us. And remember, we're also trained Nest Pros and deliver white glove service for all kinds of smart home solutions, like the Google Nest Learning Thermostat or the Google Nest Cam Outdoor, which lets you look after your home from anywhere so you can travel worry-free. So come and visit our newest location on Stillwater in Bangor, or visit us online to find a local store near you.
47-36, Caribou with the double-digit lead now over Presque Isle. Wheaton in the backcourt, double-teamed, finds McAtee on the far sideline. Skips around Marker, now Fletcher's baseline jumper left it short, and Parker Depre has it for the Vikings. Quickly in transition to Marker, touch pass to Bouchard, right back to Marker, he'll launch it for three. And rebound hauled in by Cummings. Wheaton has it for the Wildcats. Nice defense applied by Sawyer Depre. The shot was off the mark.
Well, still, but a good touch for Wheaton. Able to get into the 15-foot area. He's able to get a shot off.
Bouchard tried to dish it underneath to Holdsworth. Cummings read the pass. Ball still loose on the hardwood and finally hauled in by McAtee. Wheaton a bit slow to get up. Fletcher to the basket for two.
We're just going to get an official timeout here to check on Wheaton. Looked like it was in the loose ball action. Parker Depre sprinted through. I think he kind of caught him in the breadbasket there. Going to shake it off.
Looks like Wheaton will stay in the game. 47-38 is your score as we hit 2 minutes to play in the third quarter. Coach Corrigan yells at his team saying everybody's just standing there. He wants more movement. Depre pulls up from the baseline. That one came up short. Depre came flying in and ended up falling to the ground, as did his younger brother Sawyer.
I would agree with Coach Corrigan. There was a lot of standing watching one person dribble there.
Now Depre a bit shaken up as Connor Rideout enters the game for Willett. Depre will stay in the game. Marker triggers it into Holdsworth. Sets a screen now for Bouchard. McAtee knocks it loose. Picked up by Sawyer Depre. Marker gets around to Wheaton, trying to find a seam, leans in and finishes. That's the athleticism right there by Isaac Marker, as he's got 7 in the quarter, 9 in the game now.
Well, it certainly was. His ability to be able to beat him on the baseline, got himself under the basket, but that's, as you mentioned, the athleticism, able to jump out from behind it and finish.
Wheaton for 3, misses. Right out, kept it alive to McAtee. And after the miss, the rebound taken out of there by Marker. Bouchard to Parker Depre. Fakes a handoff, now spins. And Wheaton off the miss with the board. Wheaton trying to evade a bunch of different Vikings, right out in the corner. McAtee sets a hard screen. Wheaton gets Depre in the air. The putback as Parker Depre fouls Caleb Wheaton. Will make him earn it from the charity strike.
Hey, gave him the little up fake, up and under. Depre went flying, but comes back in and just slapping and digging, gets called for the foul.
Timeout called by Coach Corrigan. It's a 30-second timeout. We'll take it with him. 26 seconds to go in the third quarter. The Vikings lead by 11. Back in 30 seconds on WHOU.
White Smiles Family Dentistry realizes that life gets busy. We have locations in Presque Isle and Fort Fairfield to better accommodate your busy schedule. If you need to see a dentist but don't want to wait months for an appointment, then call White Smiles Family Dentistry. We are always accepting new patients and can accommodate you as quickly as possible. We offer the area's most complete dentistry, including implants, extractions, root canals, and implant-retained dentures, which saves you from trips downstate or transfers to another dental office. Don't wait months to see your dentist. Call White Smiles Family Dentistry today.
Back at Presque Isle High School, 11-point lead for Caribou. Caleb Wheaton is at the line for 2 free throws, makes the first. Wheaton's got 14 in the game. He had 11 in the first quarter. He goes 2 for 2 from the line there.
And get him out for the last 26.7 so he doesn't pick up that 4th foul. Went the whole third quarter, didn't pick it up. Maybe be able to play a little more aggressively on the defensive side if needed.
So 15 seconds to go. The third quarter. Depre with it near midcourt. Cummings has him. 8 seconds now. Sawyer Depre double teamed along the post. Go out to Marker from 15 feet out. Can't get the bounce. And that will do it for the third quarter of play. The Vikings will take the 49-40 lead into the final frame. We're back in 60 seconds on WHOU.
Aroostook Limousines and Ace Rent-A-Car get you there in style. Aroostook Limousines has 8 and 12 passenger limousines and a 20 passenger party bus for evenings out, proms, weddings, birthdays, concerts, whatever the celebration. Travel anywhere in state. And Ace Rent-A-Car specializes in insurance rentals and has locations in Presque Isle, Holton, and Patton at Savage Paint and Body. Ace offers everything from compact cars to vans. Ace Rent-A-Car. We do it right and we make it easy. Reach both businesses at 768-7368.
Don't get flush traded. Get Rick Hannigan Plumbing and Heating to handle all your pipes. Master Plumber Rick is ready to get your pipes back in action. Give Rick a call today at 538-7131 and like him on Facebook.
Scoville Building Supplies may be a little store, but it's a whole lot more. You can find most anything you need at Scoville Building Supplies: plumbing, painting, lumber, windows, or doors. Everything you will need for your construction, remodeling, updating, or building. Call Scoville Building Supplies today at 425-3192.
Back at Presque Isle High School, entering the final frame, 49-40. Caribou with the lead over the Presque Isle Wildcats. The Vikings will have the ball to begin the final quarter. Bouchard, 15 in the game. Him and Depre tied for the team lead. Nice pass by Parker Depre to locate Ethan Holdsworth wide open right underneath the rim.
Well, Holdsworth just slides in behind what was potentially a double team on Depre. He's able to find him.
Cummings will launch it.
Depre clearing off the rebound for the Vikings.
Holdsworth, little give and go with Parker Depre. Couldn't finish. Tried to get his own miss. 3 different Wildcats down there with him. Tie up, possession arrow favors Presque Isle.
They had a nice give and go there. Cummings contested just enough to get Depre to miss.
Yeah, Depre unhappy with himself. Not going to miss a lot of those looks at point blank range. Wheaton, little runner. The rebound tipped. Finds Caleb Wheaton. Just got a nose for the basketball, this Caleb Wheaton. He gets 2 more.
He's right there. Fortuitous.
(51-42). 9-point lead for Caribou. Bouchard, another mid-range jumper. That one off to the left. Rebound down to Cummings. 6:45 to go. Final stanza. Pick and roll. Willett gets hit by Marker. Nice work there by Cummings and Willett on the pick and roll.
Beautiful slide out of that roll for Willett. Wide open. All the attention was on Cummings. Being able to knock down that long-range shot. Wisely, Willett rolls and connects on the first one. These first few possessions here really could tell, if the Wildcats can mount a run, close up that margin, and put a little more pressure on the Vikings.
Willett makes them both. He actually took the half-court shot last night.
He did. He just right off the side of the iron. Another stop here for the Wildcats would be big. You mentioned how many close ball games they've been in and just single digits. Haven't been able to close them out.
Parker Depre keeps the pivot foot still, leans in, couldn't finish, gets his own miss. And we're going to get a foul call here on Malachi Cummings.
I think that's illegal in 49 other states. What just happened there? Holy, took a lot of contact before they got the whistle.
Yeah, so on one side you got one coach who's mad about the foul call. On the other side, he says it's about time. So you're just going to make 50% of people upset.
Anytime you blow the whistle, unless it's something totally obvious, only half of the people are going to be happy about it.
Depre makes them both. Wheaton somehow was able to get that shot off. Couldn't convert, though. A 3-on-1. Burkowski back to Holdsworth with a right hand, and he's fouled.
Well, we haven't seen the Vikings really be able to get out in the open floor a whole lot this half. Time they take advantage. Foul will go on Fletcher.
Ethan Holdsworth with 37 goals in his junior campaign during soccer on the Northern Maine Championship soccer team for the Vikings. Holdsworth goes 0 for 2, and Depre is fouled by Nate Willett. And I think Coach Corrigan may have just had a heart attack.
Yeah, I think it was more than just Coach Corrigan. There's a collective, a deep sigh underneath us here. He just outworked him. Got position on the rebound out that free throw, and Willett late coming over and clips his legs. Picks up his 4th foul, has to go to the bench.
Depre appears to be okay. 5:55 to go, 4th quarter now. Vikings lead by 9. They leave Sawyer Depre wide open. He cans a mid-range J.
Well, Parker sets the screen, he rolls, he draws a triple team, and they all back off of Sawyer Depre, and he knocks it down. Back out to double digits.
55-44 is your score. As a missed shot attempt there, and another foul call as Parker Depre getting a bit frustrated with the contact, as Wheaton may have taken the worst of it.
It's going to be the 7th team foul on the Wildcats, so it'll be 1-1.
McAtee will check in for Noah Flynn. Things getting a bit physical now in this fourth quarter.
It is. You know, it's...
Depre makes the first. Fletcher finds right out, poked away from behind by Bouchard. Cummings with a finger roll. Couldn't roll it over the rim, and the outlet goes to Sawyer Depre off the miss. It's a 13-point lead for Caribou. Holdsworth for two more. Out to 15 now as the Vikings starting to put points on the board.
The Wildcats starting to press a little bit too much and not able to convert on the offensive side of things. The Wildcats, for those short ones they missed early.
Fletcher's jumper went in. Didn't see a signal.
Well, they got a foul on the rebound in action. It goes in. So I think they're going to call this foul's going on Depre, I believe. The official behind him was saying that he used his arms to hold. That's where the foul came in on the rebound action. Now they're debating whether it was 2 or 3.
That was a two-pointer.
They're going to go with 3.
That was a...
But because the foul was after the shot, Wildcats are going to get the ball underneath their basket. A chance to put some more points on the board.
So they're going to give him 3 points and then a foul call underneath on Sawyer Depre.
Just a little late coming around McAtee, trying to deflect the pass.
Wheaton bounces it to Bullier. Swings it to Fletcher. Now Wheaton trying to find McAtee underneath, and they're going to get another foul call on Parker Depre.
Well, you mentioned it was getting chippy a little earlier. They're really going to try to clean it up here. Any bit of contact is going to be whistled, is my prediction.
That is the 4th on Parker Depre.
Won't let it get out of control. Presque Isle certainly feeling the sense of urgency. You know, you mentioned it's either win or you're done for the season. They definitely don't want that.
They get it into McAtee, kicks it out to Bullier. Now Fletcher in the corner. Around Holdsworth, leans in, gets the bounce.
Now it's back to the situation where they've got to slow the Vikings down offensively. Don't really want them to take a lot of time off the clock either. Got to get up and put some pressure.
9 points in the game for Mason Fletcher. And then he will be whistled for the foul. That will be number 3 on him.
All right, nothing wrong with that foul. Puts him on the line, stops the clock. Make the Vikings make their free throws.
Bouchard at the line. Just the guy the Vikings want at the line as Bouchard 77% from the charity stripe. Good for 4th in the Big East Conference.
You certainly want your point guard shooting that high percentage when you know he's going to have the ball in his hands a lot coming down the stretch.
17 in the game for Alex Bouchard. McAtee, that one came up short.
That was a good look they got on the low block. Now the Vikings don't need to be in any hurry either.
61-49, halfway gone in the final quarter. Right now, Caribou just spreads the floor out.
And I talk about, you got to get up and put pressure on, but they've got so many ball handlers, it's tough to do, especially when they spread the floor and they go back door.
Holdsworth has 6 points in the quarter, 9 in the game. Fletcher gets that one to go.
Depre tries to draw the player control, but he's going down before he gets hit.
Holdsworth whistled for the carry.
Try to use the hesitation dribble. That's where the carry violation comes in. Take care of the basketball.
Wheaton to Bullier. Fletcher misses from deep, and a tie-up error will favor Caribou.
Now the Wildcats, they're going to put on the full court pressure. Looks like they're still going to match up man-to-man. Don't get beat long. Well, they get back in time, but Parker Depre able to tip it over to Sawyer.
Bouchard gets a step on Fletcher all the way to the basket. That's too easy for Alex Bouchard.
Well, it's the situation where they can spread the floor and there's no help defense, and he's good enough with the dribble to get by his defender. And they're spread out so much, help can't come. He's able to attack the rim. Vikings so tough to defend when they get the lead coming down the stretch of a game because they're able to spread that floor. Every one of them can handle the basketball.
Corey Herbert checks in for Parker Depre. 2:42 remaining. 65-51 your score. We'll see if Depre's done for the night. Wheaton. That's just a tough move.
It sure is. Tip your hat.
I think the foul is going to go on Alex Bouchard.
So they're in the bonus now. That's the 17th foul. It's going to be 1-on-1 here for the Wildcats.
So Parker Depre, not done for the night. He'll check back in for Corey Herbert.
A quick message from the coach and then right back to the table.
Wheaton misses the free throw. Bouchard will skip it over to Depre. He'll break the count into the front court. Kickball violation on McAtee. Bullier now in. Going to double team Bouchard off the screen. Depre looking for some help, finds it in Holdsworth. And then Fletcher will be called for the foul.
Well, that'll be the 9th. So still 1-on-1. The last time Holdsworth was at the line, he came up empty.
1 for 3 from the line for Holdsworth. Herbert now back in.
Well, it looks like they're going to go offense-defense with Depre and Corey Herbert. When Herbert's got the chance this year, he really has provided him some nice minutes off the bench. You talk about Burkowski and Brigman, but Herbert's done a nice job as well and given the chance.
Wheaton off the bounce. It's called for the travel.
Right call. Stevie had it up here.
(66-53). Burkowski, middle of the floor. Depre, touch pass, tic-tac-toe. Looks like Burkowski could have gone in for a layup, but instead elects to waste more time.
Well, there's been a couple times that Burkowski could have finished the layup, and he's opted to dish it off. But you can't argue, still up 13 with 1:40 to go. Keep the clock running. Parker Depre gets fouled, so he'll go to the line for 2 now.
Depre splits a pair. And then he'll check out once again. 20 points now in the game for Parker Depre, just 2 shy of his average. He leads the Big East Conference in scoring.
You know, he's had some quiet games where he's put up big numbers.
Yeah.
You look at the scoring column after the game, he goes, oh my goodness, he had 28 points. He had 32 points. I don't even think he really...
Cummings finds Flynn. He's able to finish.
Wildcats get a quick timeout to stop the clock. Talk over a little strategy.
60-second timeout. We'll do our injury report brought to you by County Physical Therapy. Whether you want to get back to sports, back to work, or simply back to living life, County Physical Therapy can help with 5 locations in Aroostook County and a new location in Bangor. Visit countypt.com to learn how CPT can help you. The Wildcats, I think they got a full roster. Other than Ben Ryan was battling an illness. And then on the other side for the Vikings, have a full roster, but as I mentioned in the first half, a couple players battling some nagging injuries. Alex Bouchard, especially with a sore back.
It hasn't slowed him down tonight, though.
Not at all. This is 19 points, but took a hard spill down in Old Town. But still able to play, and their regular season finale for both ball clubs. The Vikings locked into the 1 seed. Presque Isle, it's win and get in. But right now, they trail by 12 with 1:31 on the clock. So coming down to the wire for the Wildcats.
Well, it is. You know, they got the timeout here. Obviously, they're going to put on some full court pressure defense. They got to get a quick steal, 5-second violation, or immediate foul. They only have time for 1 trap here. And they get him going long.
They get it to Bouchard. Into the lane, counted in 1. We just mentioned Bouchard playing with a sore back, but has not slowed him down all game long.
Well, it looked like he was going to pull the ball out, and he realized, maybe I'm close enough to the basket. I might take a shot. Gets the defender in the air. She's going to be Fletcher's 5th foul. Still able to convert. But when you put on the full court pressure, all they did was set a little down screen for him. Burkowski, I understand he's a pretty good little baseball player as well.
Yep.
Hits Bouchard on the money. Knowing your personnel, knowing who needs to inbound it right there.
70-55 as Wheaton misses the 3, gets his own miss, misses the putback. Now we'll have a third crack at it and finally finishes. Wheaton in the game with 21 points.
Yeah, right now, if you're the Vikings, just take care of business. Like he got hit. Herbert follows it.
So the Vikings come up empty on that possession. Flynn, pass intercepted by Burkowski, throws it behind his back to Herbert, and now Bouchard with it.
Yeah, and they don't have to be in any type of hurry. A lot of contact. Pick one of the 3 Wildcats that were on the scene. It's going to be 32, Noah Flynn.
Wildcats, the Vikings approaching their season average for points. They average 72 points a game.
It's so tough to play with them for 32 minutes. And they can put so many points on the board. You really have to score at a high clip.
That's 4th in the state. 4th highest scoring offense in the state of Maine.
And like you said, they're playing the toughest schedule in B? The last half of the season?
Yep.
And they put on a little 2-2-1 pressure of their own. That's just to slow down the Wildcats. Not really trying to steal the ball, but just take some time off the clock.
Cummings was off the mark on that long 3-point attempt as getting some more subs into the game. Nate Willett and Noah Flynn out there. Depre in the corner. Loses at a play, so we'll be Presque Isle ball. All the seniors out there now for the Wildcats with Albertson, Wheaton, Flynn, Willett, and Bullier. Bullier. Now down low to Flynn. 1 power dribble and finishes. Bouchard to Burkowski up the center of the floor to Sawyer Depre. Under 20 seconds to play now. So it looks like they will allow Alex Bouchard to dribble out the clock, and the Vikings will pick up the win, a hard-fought win, 72-59 over the Presque Isle Wildcats, and the Vikings will go into the tournament as the number 1 seed with a record of 17-1. And for the Wildcats, they end their season with a record of 7-11, and their season will be done as Caleb Wheaton's terrific career will come to an end. But nothing to hang their head about as the Wildcats fought hard to the end, and the Vikings, they'll move on to the Cross Insurance Center to play next Saturday. We will take a 1-minute break. We come back, we'll have our Pat's Pizza post-game guest on WHOU.
We all know a Aroostook County winter isn't much fun, but it can be with the right equipment. Holton Tire Company at 76 Myrna Street is your boss plow dealer and carries the King of Snow Aaron snowblowers. Full service department with parts in stock. Steelstone Industries in Holton is your location for gravel, salt, sand, paving, and plowing. Groundwork materials of all kinds and equipment to move it. Steelstone Industries is your aggregate supplier. You can visit Steelstone Industries at 154 Steelstone Street in Holton.
Pioneer Fiber to the Home is now available in Holton, Sherman, Stacyville, Calais, and Baileyville. Streaming live events in high definition like high school basketball is best viewed with the most stable and fastest connections. Pioneer Broadband delivers state-of-the-art fiber directly into your home to handle all of your most demanding internet needs. Don't get left behind with slower technology. Get the fiber you need. Pioneer Broadband.
Back on WHOU at Presque Isle High School, the Vikings pick up the win 72-59 over the Presque Isle Wildcats in the regular season finale. Bobby Russell, he is courtside. He's standing by with our Pat's Pizza post-game guest. He's got Sawyer Depre. So, Bobby, whenever you're ready, why don't you go ahead and take it away.
Here with our Pat's Pizza post-game guest, Sawyer Depre. So, coming into the game, Caleb Wheaton had a big one over there, 38 points. Certainly the game plan must have been to slow him down.
Yep, Xavier McAtee setting those picks top of the key. The key was to hedge off of Caleb Wheaton and force him in the opposite direction.
Well, he started out pretty hot. Was there any adjustments made in the game?
Yeah, stopping him from going to the side the Pitt was set on and just getting a hand up in his face.
Now, let's talk a little bit about the team, the year that they've had. Last year, you guys were the Hunters. Herman, with their undefeated season, you were tracking them down. This year, you guys, with all the starters coming back, had the targets on your back, everybody giving you your best shot, and you handled business. That's not easy to do. What's been the mindset of the team throughout the year?
Just keep working hard. We get everyone's best punch because we're number one, and just keep working hard.
And we talked a little bit in games past about how, you're always on the big guy inside defensively, but you've been able to get out and run the floor a little bit. I noticed tonight maybe the reason you're getting out and run the floor, you were hanging back towards half court a little bit. What's going on there?
I don't know. Just trying to get up and down the court as fast as possible. My guy got a couple offensive rebounds he shouldn't have, but it happens. So.
Well, it does, and we certainly will be following you and covering the games down in the tournament. And best of luck the rest of the way.
Thank you.
Well, those are Pat's Pizza post-game guest Sawyer Depre. Some final numbers for you for Presque Isle, who ends their season with a record of 7-11. They were led by Caleb Wheaton with 21 points. Mason Fletcher had 11, 10 for Malachi Cummings. Noah Flynn with 7. Nate Willett had 6. Xavier McAtee with 2, and Sam Bollier had 2 as well. On the other side for the Caribou Vikings, who entered the tournament, the number 1 seed with a record of 17-1, led by Alex Bouchard with 25, Parker Depre with 20, 10 from Ethan Holdsworth, Isaac Marker had 9, and Sawyer Depre with 8. We have the end of the regular season for our broadcast, as far as the Central Aroostook stream on WHOU. We still have some more games to be played on Saturday. As the Katahdin Southern Aroostook game got postponed, as did the Old Town Orono games were rescheduled. Not sure if we'll be covering that or not, but keep it locked into the WHOU Facebook page and WHOU.live. Keep you updated on our schedule changes, and then as well preliminary matchups coming up next week. The girls will play on Tuesday, and the boys will play on Wednesday. I'd like to thank everybody for tonight's broadcast. Josh Miller, our producer, the cameraman John Humphrey, my broadcast partner Bobby Russell. I'm Steve Carmichael. Again, the final score, 72-59. The Vikings pick up the win over the Wildcats. Have a good night, everybody.